It's BOMAC Talk 2019 with your virtual tailgate offering our comments on industry-specific information relevant to the conversations being held for owners, managers, and administrators conferencing surface design topics. We keep it nice and short, selecting just a couple of subjects to expound on. Join the discussion. Do you have design projects that are crunched for time and a limited budget? We've been there and we've done that. We learned early in our entrepreneur journey how to rock the boat of design innovation while being a good environmental steward. There are so many resources now to find better and quicker ways to do things. Before we began creating digitally designed surface patterns for products and offering custom designed products for 3D printing, we re-engineered objects, recycled cardboard packaging, and painted distinct borders and boundaries to challenge our design thinking beyond the ordinary. We talked previously about our brief interaction with the Styrofoam 3D printer at Columbia University. This huge machine by today's 3D printer standards simply printed massing blocks for site models. I read that 3D printing was becoming mainstream during the mid-2000s and on-demand manufacturing becoming common around 2006, which makes sense within the timetable that these two projects were managed. These two small projects have become foundational to the future of our current work in that they demonstrate a unique process. They show how we transform a wall into a presentation canvas using simple lines, borders, boundaries, and dynamic color. The first project is a multi-family residence. This small condo was walking distance from the Chattahoochee River. It wasn't a really big space, and so we chose to use borders of paint to pull out a green gold color that was in the furniture, the green gold borders above sitting height with block volumes of bright orange color at the wall edges and corners. Executing this wall layout required minor tools, just a measuring tape, painter's tape, other painter's equipment, and some good layout techniques. Now, re-engineer this layout using digitally designed surface patterns that are customized for 3D printing. This is where design thinking is getting really fun and interesting in this industry. Instead of a solid 2D flat color, we can now translate the multicolor layout into different material variations. We can replace the paint layout with a colored 3D pattern, with each piece interlocking and lifting the pattern from the wall into 3D depth. I'm showing this small office secondly because it takes the first concept expressed in the previous forward without today's technology. Please keep in mind that this is in 2006. You must consider that desktop 3D printers weren't mainstream yet. We had often re-engineered objects and recycled cardboard packaging to construct studio models. It worked out so well that we didn't give it a second thought to use re-engineered objects and recycled cardboard packaging to bring some inspiration to the white walls in this small office. Let me walk you through a few project details that I find so cool in retrospect, and maybe it will inspire you to be innovative in your design thinking. Firstly, there are the letters of the company name. Multiple letters in the name were traced and cut out of cardboard. The letters were then stacked, glued, and plaster wrapped. Plaster wrap you can get at your local craft store. The wrap was cut into strips. The plaster strips were dipped into water and put into place on the surface of the cardboard letters with a small paintbrush, smoothing out each letter as each are set to dry and harden. Once the letters are hardened, then they are ready for several coats of paint. During the stacking and gluing of the letters, a push pin was glued into the place in the letter thickness. The push pin allows the attachment of the finished letters to the wall. They place a shadow and a perception of depth. Secondly, these hard cardboard packaging inserts were primed and painted. There were enough of these linear pieces around the same size, so it made for a great way to begin to, again, accentuate wall, corners, and edges. Thirdly, similar to the first project, The use of borders, boundaries, and blocks of dynamic colors of paint become the means and backdrop to several admired studio models and presentation boards. The 3D models themselves giving depth perception to an otherwise 2D wall as they spring from the Z-plane. These days we are creating digitally designed surface patterns for products and offering custom designed products for 3D printing. Today's market offers a variation of 3D design software, 3D print hardware, and 3D printed products for selection. We're so glad to see the progress. There is a lot to take in, so look for more from us on this. We will be BOMAC talking about it. If you would like to continue this discussion one-on-one, connect via chat, video, or email from our website. Self-schedule an appointment at our website, www.urbanetek2.com. Select a day and a time for us to have a conversation about your specific management needs.